Next, what we are going to witness is a ceremonial welcome for Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's landed in capital Moscow. Those are visuals of Prime Minister Narendra Modi descending from the plane. It's his two-day Russia visit. He will be meeting Russian President Vladimir Putin, who has in fact arranged a private dinner for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Remember, before leaving for Russia, the Prime Minister spoke about India's role, which he said is to play a supportive role for a peaceful and stable region. Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke about what's on agenda as far as his two-day high-profile visit to Russia is concerned. Rishabh is also with us on the broadcast. Rishabh, the Prime Minister spoke about the strategic partnership between India and Russia and how it has advanced over the past 10 years in various sectors, in various areas like investment, health, energy, security, trade.
Well, definitely. Let's talk historically. In 1971, India and USSR signed Treaty of Friendship and Partnership. In 1993, after the disintegration of USSR, India and Russian Federation signed a new Treaty of Friendship, which was elevated to strategic partnership in 2000 and further elevated to privilege and space strategic partnership in 2010. India and Russia have had annual summit-level delegation talks, which included Prime Minister from India and President from Russia since 2000 till 2021 and 2022 and 23. These summit-level talks could not happen because of the various engagements for both the leaders, and both the leaders could not visit each other's country. But after that, this time, Prime Minister Narendra Modi decided to have the first bilateral visit after resuming the Prime Ministership for the third time to Russia. Remember, in general, there is a precedence that the first bilateral visit is saved for a neighborhood. But this time around, India chose Russia for the first bilateral visit, and this shows the importance that both the countries accord to each other. When we talk about defense and strategy, remember 60% of India's weaponry till now has come in from Russia, and even now when the Atmanirbhar Bharat program is on, India's endeavor to ensure that they are self-reliant in defense industry, Russia is helping. If we talk about the bilateral trade between both the countries, the bilateral trade amounts to 65 billion USD, and that is very, very significant.
Absolutely. These are visuals, of course, from the airport from Moscow. Prime Minister Narendra Modi there walking out of the aircraft. He's been given the ceremonial welcome at the moment. Listen in. Ceremonial welcome accorded to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Rishabh continues to be with us on the broadcast to take us to the Prime Minister's schedule for day one. We also have Abhishek at the Carlton Hotel. He's getting us reactions from people gathered at the hotel, part of the Indian diaspora, who are waiting to catch a glimpse of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Let's first go across to Rishabh. Rishabh, these are visuals, of course, of the ceremonial welcome. We just heard the national anthem of both the nations playing out.
So what we are learning right now, that Denis Manturov, the first Deputy Prime Minister of Russia, has welcomed Prime Minister at the airport. He'll be escorting Prime Minister to the hotel where he's staying. Both the leaders would be in the same car. Post this, in about 2 hours from now, we'll have a private dinner hosted by President Putin at his residence for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Both the leaders would be meeting at Putin's residence, and the plethora of the discussions will take place at that private dinner and the meeting that will follow. Whether there will be a joint statement today itself or not, it's still not known. But now what we are learning, that there will be a private dinner where Prime Minister would be participating. He has been invited by the President of Russian Federation to come over for a private dinner, and various discussions will take place over the private dinner as well.
Right. Rishabh, stay on with us. Ceremonial welcome. Now there's a grand welcome, remember, which has also been planned by the Indian diaspora for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Let's quickly, in fact, go back to Abhishek, who's joining us from the Carlton Hotel. Abhishek, the Prime Minister is leaving from the airport. I believe he's next going to be at the hotel where, like you were telling us and also getting us reactions from the Indian diaspora, people are waiting anxiously to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I believe we've lost that line with Abhishek. We'll connect with him again. Meanwhile, let's go back to Rishabh. Rishabh, take us to the Prime Minister's schedule for the day. Is he going to directly be heading towards the hotel from the airport? Okay, I believe we've lost the line with Rishabh as well. Let me take you through the itinerary of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It's a 2-day visit for the 22nd India-Russia Annual Summit. You just saw the Prime Minister, after the ceremonial welcome, leave from the airport. He's going to be now heading towards the hotel. Later in the evening, President Putin is going to host a private dinner for Prime Minister Narendra Modi, a special gesture, in fact, that is being extended by Vladimir Putin. And it is extended, remember, to only a few global leaders. Rishabh, perhaps you can throw more light on the special gesture, the private dinner.
Well, definitely, not only the private dinner, even before that, the first Deputy Prime Minister of Russia coming to receive Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the airport is a rare gesture again, and both the leaders will be taking the same vehicle to the hotel. It is one of the rare gestures that have been accorded to Prime Minister Narendra Modi by Russian Federation. And remember, if we can just quote it here, that the first Deputy Prime Minister is senior to the dignity, the Deputy Prime Minister who received Chinese President Xi Jinping when he visited Moscow earlier this year. So definitely Russia very clearly signaling that how important India is to Russia. Apart from that, the private dinner is something that is definitely a rare gesture. Vladimir Putin hosting Prime Minister Narendra Modi for a private dinner at his residence is something that showcases how the bohemy between the two leaders, the friendship that both the leaders have, and how in last 1 decade of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, both the leaders have grown closer. And this closeness was at display when Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the face has very categorically, without mincing words, said that this is not an era of war. While all the world leaders were discussing that how to speak to Russia, it was Prime Minister Narendra Modi who went ahead and spoke at it when they met last in 2022. And be it the G20 declaration that came in September last year when India hosted the G20 Leaders Summit in New Delhi, or SCO Summit for that matter.
We're also joined by
It was
RSN
very
Singh. Before
clear
I come
that
to you, RSN
India
Singh, we
is
have
of
some
the...
visuals coming in from outside the hotel. We got you the inside visuals and reactions from Hotel Carlton. These are visuals coming in from outside of the diaspora that has gathered to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Doles there being played, cultural performances as well on the display for the Prime Minister.